Good afternoon. My name is Agustin Rivera Martel. I'm a student from Spain. And basically, I just wanted to talk to you about mechatronic engineering. And well, here you can see I'm a second year mechatronic engineering student. I just wanted to talk to you about the course, about what's in it, why I chose it, why I think it's a good choice, and what led me to think like this. And yeah, basically, I just want to show you guys why I think this is a really cool course. Okay, so basically, let's start with the main question: what is mechatronics? Okay, so basically, in very short terms, it's just the integration of mechanical components, electrical components, and you use kind of like computer engineering to combine them together and make them work together. So during your course, you will basically learn. Well, we'll see this later, but you will basically learn about different types of disciplines, and you will use. And then, when you ever go into the field and you actually start, working on the field or working as a mechatronics engineer, if you're gonna be working on that, because we'll talk about that later. You will actually mix the different disciplines that you learn, and you will use them to like combine the work of different people or your own work, and then basically mesh it together to create something which could be useful. It's a very, I would say, mechatronics is like a very broad engineering discipline. Definitely covers a lot of areas, and I'm sure it's a really good choice if you don't really know what discipline of engineering you really want to go into, because it just covers everything. And if you pretty much like most engineering disciplines, I feel that mechatronics is very good for you. Then, well, I already covered this part. Of course, you see these fields here. They look fairly complicated. Not gonna lie, they are a bit, but they basically are the main things that come into this type of engineering. So basically, you have to learn how to, you will learn how to program. You will learn how to use that programming and embed it into different types of electronics, and then you will use control theory to kind of make all of those components, make them kind of like move, and make them kind of like basically make them work together. That's basically, in very specific terms, what mechatronics is about. And you will learn from the start, and you will slowly build up some knowledge. And yeah, that's basically how I'm learning right now. I still don't know everything, and there's always something new to learn. So yeah. Oh, here it is. Why study mechatronics? Okay, so any questions? No. Okay, so no. Okay. Why study mechatronics? First of all, there's a diverse range of career opportunities. As I said before, this course is generally very broad. When I decided to come to uni, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Okay, so I was like, okay, what is something that's gonna give me like a lot of opportunities in terms of a career, and give me the most and give me a broad, a variety of options in terms of what I want to do. I said, oh, I like maths, I like physics, I've always had a thing for technology. Why not choose mechatronics? And it's here I am, and it's going good. It's going good. Design and develop new technologies. Look, an engineering discipline is not going to be boring, especially in the job, because you are going to be doing, you're going to be basically every day in work. It's going to be different, because you're going to be dealing with different problems. Therefore, I think that if you have a lot of if you like to be innovative, and you like to and you're very curious about how stuff works, I think this course is definitely for you, because you are always being challenged by that. Not only when studying, but also when when doing your projects here in uni. We will talk about the projects later, but you will be always challenged. Of course, growing demand, that's pretty important. There will be no shortage for jobs, that's for sure. There will be good paying jobs, high earning potential, and job security. And there are many jobs here in Ireland, but you can also, with the certificate you get from this university, you will become an approved engineer, and you will be able to work in other countries. And even if you're really good, you will get paid flights to those countries to work for their company. So it's something to look into, And then, yeah, what I said before, your workday will never be the same. That's pretty much like for an engineering discipline, that's pretty much the same. But for mechatronics, it's especially true. Then, what does the course look like? I'm currently in second year, so I'm not really in third or fourth year, so I can't really talk much about it. But I will, of course, talk about that. But I have some insight into it, so I will definitely talk about it. But let's start by first year. Okay, so in first year, you will build an AGV. So an AGV is basically an automated guided vehicle. So it has to follow a straight line, a straight white line, using some optical sensors, and you have to both build the car in groups, of course. You have to build the car from scratch and use the different components that you are given to make it functional, and then write code in C to make it do the functions that it requires that are required for it to work. This is a really fun project actually, because it's quite hard. It's very it's definitely, there's a lot of maths in it, especially if you're coming from first year, but you will get used to it fast. And I think that definitely the experience of building something from scratch and and getting it to do different kinds of stuff, different kinds of functions, I think that's very, very fun. I think that's what engineering is all about figuring stuff out. And I think this first year project is really going to push you to do that. And then apart from that, the classes are general for all engineering students. You will do the same. Like everyone, the first project is the same for everyone. No matter if you're biomed, no matter if you're biomedical, sustainability, mechanical, no matter what course you're in, what branch you're in, you will do that. That project. Then in second year, you will do some more specifics. I will go into the specifics a bit later. I have a list with them, but you will start looking more into embedded systems, into actually what mechatronics is about. You will start to look more into electronics. You will start looking into how those electronics are linked to mechanics. You will start to look more into like programming, and I'm at the start of second semester right now, and the change is already there, and it does feel good because you start to lean towards what you actually want to focus on, which I feel is a very, very good idea. Then in third year, you will do some important projects. If you're a mechanical student or a biomedical student, you will be working on the fireman project, which is basically a kind of robot that has to go up a ladder and spray water onto a zone. Now, if you are doing electronics, electronic and computer engineering. Sorry, I just forgot there for a moment. If you're doing electronic and computer engineering, you will do the mobile robotics project, which is just the same as the AGV project, but more complex. But with also many more functions and also using more advanced types of software such as cloud interfacing. Now, if you're in mechatronics, you get to do both, which I think is a brilliant idea because you get exposed to more experience, to more project experience, which is going to be very beneficial in the future. And then, of course, we can't forget about Intra. We'll go into Intra later. Let me see what's I think. Yeah, good, right? Yeah, okay. I'm just checking the time. Sorry. And Intra is just basically the internship. We will cover that a bit later. And then the final year project is your thesis. You can do your thesis about whatever you want. And yeah, it's just long year project. You work on it and then you present a thesis about it. If you're gonna go into masters, you wouldn't do your final year project in fourth year. You will do it in fifth year, and fourth year you will kind of like leave it more for like work experience. We'll see. It is basically because if you're not doing an integrated masters, you only get 6 months of paid internship, While if you do the integrated masters, which is just after you finish your bachelor's, you go directly into masters. If you do that, then you get 10 or 11 months of, depending, of of internship experience, and therefore you will get a fifth year. You will get to your final year project in fifth year rather than fourth year. So that's the main thing there. Then here are some of my projects here. So this is the first year project. Pretty cool pick, I know. Yeah, so these are all the components the car my team and I built, and it was pretty satisfying knowing the final product. To be fair, my car didn't even work at the end. Our car didn't even work. It didn't turn correctly, and the functions were a bit funky. But we did learn a lot, and that's what engineering is all about. You know, especially in first year, especially in first year. Teachers won't expect you to do it all perfectly. You will make mistakes, and of course, make mistakes. Learn from them, and just have passion for it. Be curious about why stuff isn't working, and make sure to put in that effort to make it better. But if it's not working, like your first year, like don't worry about it. You got plenty of time to learn, and just enjoy the process. That would be my main advice in first year. Like just enjoy the process. Actually, this is pretty good advice for life. But yeah, first year project, it failed for me. But even if it fails, you will learn a lot. Like I learned a lot, and the car looks really cool. Then steel plane project. The first 3 weeks of uni, you will be working on this. It's just basic. It's just learning how to use a hammer, how to use different manufacturing tools. That's the main objective here. It was a fun little project. You get a little metal plane there, and then this is more of a second year mechatronics project. It's just building a digital counter on a breadboard. You use an Arduino and you start building different circuits with it. And you also learn about different digital circuits using different chips, which I think is really cool. And you also learn more about how how most electronics that we use every day work. So I think it's quite important and quite interesting in a way. Any questions? No? Okay. I'll continue then. Here, I made the link available at the start of the chat for the whole mechatronics page in DCU. But these are the main courses. The main sorry, not courses. This is the course. Sorry, the main classes that you're gonna have each year. So you have, for example, in year one, which is what you're gonna mostly be interested about. I suppose. You will be doing stuff as professional development, which is basically learning how to be a better, well-rounded engineer, and learning how to be sustainable, and learn what the impact of your work does on the world. Then you got like different subjects such as technical drawing, which is using CAD software to make designs, digital designs. Like, for example, if you want to make technical drawings or technical 3D designs, for example, for the AGB, you had to make a design on SolidWorks before you actually build it. So that will be what technical drawing is all about. Then you have subjects such as software development, programming in C. I think it's Python now, if I'm correct. Now you will be programming in Python, but just learning the basics of programming in Python, mechanics, electronics, different types of subjects that are quite important to just kind of like get you started, kind of like get you into the mood for like into the role of like learning different engineering disciplines. Then in year two, you get into the more specific stuff. This is just let me just go back. This is just like common subjects every engineer does. This is more specific. So here you're talking about more like, okay, strengths of materials, thermodynamics for mechanical stuff. Then in terms of electronic stuff, doing circuits, systems, embedded systems, programming. You mix, most of mechatronics is mixing mechanical subjects with electronic software subjects, and just mixing them together and making them work together. You have also stuff like pneumatics, which is really important in mechatronics, right? To build for example, to build automation systems, or to build or to work as an operator. is very important. Design and solid modeling to build different models of different devices, or learning how to make proper designs for different machines or different parts or tools. That will be quite important. And then year 3 and year 4. Year 3 is just mainly intro. You do some subjects like, for example, you do a specific mechatronics subject. You do mechanical machines too. You do mobile robotics, which is a really cool subject, the one with the advanced AGP. And then in year 4 is just basically your most advanced subjects, and just starting to see like actual like industry ready subjects such as industry, automation, manufacturing, design, and then just going on top of that and starting your thesis on your final year project. And then I would like to just go into let me check the time. Okay, I think I'll finish now, because so you have time to ask questions. Sorry. So then the final thing I want to cover is the funnel. So basically in first year, you kind of dabble around. You kind of see, okay, what do I like, what don't I like. Then after this, you go into the specialization phase, which is when you already chosen what branch you want to choose. Because at the end of first year, you will get to choose what branch of engineering you want to choose. Even if you are doing or if you already chose mechatronics or you already chose biomed, you can change at the end what you want to do, which is pretty good. Which I think is pretty good, because it gives you a taster of what the different engineering disciplines are. Then when you go into second year, you start specializing into what you want to do. In my case, it's mechatronics. So you start looking more on more mechatronics heavy subjects, such as electronics and mechanics. Then third year, work experience. You get that work experience, which is really important. And then in fourth year, you create a thesis. You create a final year project based on what you did on intro. And this will shape a lot how this is going, and maybe how your rest of the career is going. It could shape it if somehow this doesn't go the way you plan. There's no worry. You can always change intra, or life is long. You can always change stuff in your life. But that will be the main structure. And then I just want to talk quickly about this. We have an engineering society. I'm part of the committee. We just provide a fun engineering student environment. We organize different events such as parties. We organize we sometimes go bowling, or we sometimes go drink some coffee, do something chill. So you're welcome to come anytime. Just have some fun. And we also help with different subjects. If you struggle with any subjects, you will definitely learn about us when you come to uni. And then finally, paid internship. Intra, you get 6 months of paid internship without integrated masters, 10 months of paid internship with integrated masters, and you get all these companies here definitely hire for intra. So you can just apply to any of these, depending on your grades, maybe your previous experience, how good your interviews. You may get some interviews or not, but everyone generally gets interviews, and especially if you're in mechatronics, they really look for those guys. They really like mechatronics guys because they are very adaptable to different situations. So I feel you will have an edge over other students in that aspect. So yeah, do you have any questions? So basically, after first year, let's say you choose sustainable, right? Let's say you go into sustainability, and during first year you realize, oh, I don't like the subjects that have to do with sustainability, or like that are in that kind of idea, or maybe you like some electronic subjects and they don't really have to do anything with sustainability. You can say, okay, I want to go into mechatronics, or I want to go into computer into computer and electronics engineering, right? At the end of the year, they will come to you in class and they will tell you, okay, you have up till this. We will open a forum, and you have until this day to choose which engineering branch you want to go into. And normally everyone gets their place, because normally what happens is that if an engineering subject has like too many people, then it goes by numerous fixes. So whichever gets the most grades at the end of the year goes in. But that never happens. So you can just change into whatever branch you want to go in, and you will go into that one. So there is time. So don't worry if you go into into some subject you don't really, some branch you don't really like, because then you will have the option to change after first year. So yeah, that's pretty much the idea. I didn't change personally. I just started on mechatronics, but I know one of my friends, she was in biomedical, but then she really liked the electronic subjects. So she was like, oh, okay, let me just change at the end to mechatronics. And she did. And now she's in mechatronics in second year. Because in first year, all the subjects are the same. Everyone does the same things. So yeah, that would be my answer. So don't worry about it. You're fine. Any more questions? Is it difficult? Well, I'm gonna be first year. It is a jump. First year isn't so basically, let me tell you the structure. So in first year, you kind of get into it. You kind of get into like an engineering. They make you like engineering. They make you do different courses. You do a lot of projects. You do a lot of different type of projects. And then once you finish those projects, once you do those projects, you are like, oh, okay, I really like this. You're gonna like it. So they make you like engineering. And then once you start hitting the further years, it does get more complex, because at the end of the day, it is an engineering course. It is quite hard. But I think you'll enjoy it because you do a lot of practical stuff, especially in first year. So there's definitely a hard aspect, but there's also a fun aspect, an interesting aspect, which is really good. Is if you change in first year. Oh, no, you continue as second year student directly. So first year, if you change at the end, you start next year. You're a second year student, so you're with the same people as always. You continue that class. So literally in first year, all the subjects are the same. Everyone does the same. It's as if everyone is in common entry. And then in second year, that's when people go into the branches. So mechatronic, you don't need to know anything about programming. I entered into first year. I didn't know nothing. Like I didn't know Python, I didn't know C, didn't know nothing. You just learn in class, and you just learn in class, do the exercises, and you just learn on your own. And you learn in class. You have different classes. Basic knowledge is enough. I didn't have any knowledge. I'm be honest. I didn't have any knowledge, and I just learned everything in uni, and I did great. So don't worry about it. I did maths and physics. I did for my A levels. I did A levels. So I just did maths, physics, German, and Spanish. Those were my A levels. That was the base I entered with to mechatronics, and I got in, and I'm fine. I'm fine. Of course, I would say if you're in math or if you're in physics, that helps, of course. But they are not like hard requirements. Especially programming. Programming, I didn't know. I didn't know programming, so you learn. Don't worry. Are there any further questions here? I think I covered everything. Just pop in if you have any more questions. Let me check the time. So yeah, just check the link I sent you. Okay. It just talks about everything it has to offer, and all the different subjects. Of course, ask me on anybody. Any questions you have, ask me on anybody. I'm there. I have it on my phone, so I pretty much see all the messages. So whenever I have time, I just respond to you.